from here! You think my shop is your bedroom?
As the old woman lifted her hand to wipe her face, Lisa froze, because on the woman's wrist was the same strange birthmark Lisa had stared at on her own body since childhood. She went quiet. Lisa's mouth opened, but no words came out. The old woman stepped back slowly, and Lisa whispered, almost like a prayer, "No, it can't be you." The woman turned her face away to leave. Lisa's eyes filled up fast, and then the woman walked into the morning crowd and disappeared. Lisa blinked once, then twice, and she screamed at her driver's name like her life depended on it. Beatrice, follow that woman now. Earlier that morning, Lisa had woken up before her alarm, not because she was happy, because she was tense. That VIP customer had promised to come early for braids, the kind of customer you don't keep waiting. Lisa owned a small but classy salon in Wusa 2, Abuja, close to one busy junction where traffic can ruin your whole day. She rushed out wearing a white shirt and a simple black trousers, holding her shop keys. And of course, traffic happened. Somebody's car stalled. 2 buses blocked the road. People shouting. Okada riders squeezing themselves to enter. Lisa's head was already hot. Today of all days, she muttered, tapping her handbag. By the time she finally parked near her salon, she was already late. She jumped down and marched toward her shop like a soldier. That was when she saw her. Someone was lying right in front of her salon gate. An old woman with dusty wrapper, grey hair scattered, body curled like someone trying to hide from the world. Sleeping there, Lisa stopped. For 1 second, she just stared. Then she became angry. "Are you mad?" Lisa hissed. The woman didn't even move. Lisa's voice became loud. "Madam, wake up! This is a business place." Still nothing. Lisa looked around. People passing. One man selling bread. A woman carrying a baby. Nobody cared. And Lisa's frustration broke loose. She moved closer. Her Crocs scraped the tiles. "Stand up," I said. The woman shifted small, eyes half opening. And before the woman could even speak, Lisa kicked her. Not with full force, but enough to make the woman cry out and fall sideways. "Ah!" Lisa's breathing became rough. "Why here? Why my shop?" she shouted. "You want to bring bad luck? You want customers to see you and run away?" The old woman tried to sit up, holding her side. "My daughter, I was just resting," she said, voice weak. Lisa scoffed. "Resting? On my doorstep?" She pointed at the road. "Go. Leave. Before I call security." The old woman struggled to stand, shaking like a dry leaf. She picked a nylon bag that looked almost empty. Then she slowly raised her hand to her face. And that was when Lisa saw the birthmark, a dark curved mark near the wrist. Lisa's stomach dropped. Her anger didn't disappear, but confusion stepped in. She stared like she was seeing a ghost. The old woman turned her face, ashamed, and began to walk away. Lisa wanted to talk, but her mouth was heavy. Her brain started flashing memories. Her father, Bentley, always saying the same thing. "Lisa, your mother didn't die. Something happened. I feel it." Lisa had been 10 years old when her mother, Ashley, vanished. Now She was 30. That was 20 long years of not knowing her mother. Lisa's fingers tightened around her shop keys. The old woman's back was moving farther away. Lisa suddenly snapped out of the shock and grabbed her phone. She called her driver Betrus. Betrus, where are you? I'm close, madam. Good. I need you to do something. And you must not argue with me. What is it? Lisa swallowed. Follow that old woman that just left my shop. Don't let her see you. Just follow her. Find out where she stays. There was a pause. Madam, did she steal something? No. Lisa's voice cracked a bit. Just do it. Inside the salon, Lisa tried to act normal. She washed her hands. She sprayed air freshener. She cleaned the chair. But her mind kept going outside. The VIP customer arrived well-dressed, smelling expensive. Good morning, Lisa. Lisa forced a smile. Good morning, Ma. Sorry, traffic was crazy. As she started braiding, her hands were working, but her heart was elsewhere. Every time she reached for extensions, she saw that wrist. Every time she parted hair, she heard the old woman's weak voice. My daughter. Lisa's throat tightened. She almost missed a braid. Are you okay? The VIP asked. Lisa laughed small. Not real. I'm fine, just small headache. Then her phone vibrated. It was her driver, Beatrice. Lisa's fingers slipped slightly on the hair. She excused herself quickly and stepped outside. Beatrice? Yes, madam. I followed her. And? Lisa whispered. She's staying in an uncompleted building, 2 streets behind your shop. No gate? No door. Just blocks. Lisa held the phone tighter. Are you sure? Yes. I watched her enter. She sat on the bare floor like she lives there. Lisa's vision blurred. She stared at her salon signboard like it was moving, and she whispered, God, please no. Beatrice added, quieter now. Madam, she looks very sick. She ended the call and stood there, breathing hard. Then she went back inside to finish the braid quickly, but her mind was already racing. Because if that woman was truly Ashley, then Lisa didn't just insult a beggar. She kicked her own mother. That evening, after the VIP finally left, Lisa didn't even lock up immediately. She sat on the salon chair alone. The whole shop was quiet. Only the ceiling fan was making a tired sound. Lisa stared at her own wrist, that birthmark. She rubbed it like she wanted it to disappear. Then she grabbed her phone and called her best friend. Annie, please, I need you right now. Annie's voice came fast. Lisa, what's wrong? Lisa's voice broke. I think I found my mother. Then Annie said softly, Lisa, what are you saying? Lisa swallowed tears. I kicked a beggar this morning in front of my shop. Annie gasped. Lisa continued, shaking. And that woman has my birthmark. Annie's breath changed. Send me your location, Lisa whispered. I want to go to where she's staying. Tonight. Annie replied. I'm coming. Lisa ended the call. She stood up, picked her bag. Then she paused at the door like something was holding her back. Because deep down, she was afraid. Afraid of the truth. Afraid the woman might not be her mother. Afraid the woman is her mother. And then her phone buzzed again. A message from Betrus. Madam, I just went back to check. The woman is not there anymore. Lisa's eyes widened. Her body went cold. What? She whispered. Then she ran out of the salon to check, straight toward that uncompleted building. And as she turned the corner, she heard a faint scream from inside. A woman's voice crying, "Help! Please don't touch me!" Lisa froze, because she knew that voice. And it sounded like the beggar. Lisa didn't even think. She just ran. Her Crocs slapped the ground as she rushed toward the uncompleted building behind her shop. "Hello!" Lisa shouted. Another scream came, sharper now. "Help, please!" Lisa's heart slammed. She reached the building and saw darkness, blocks, broken windows, and a curtain made of old sacks hanging like a door. She pushed it aside. Inside it was cold and messy. Empty sachet water, torn carton, a rusty paint bucket. Then she saw them. 2 young boys, maybe in their late teens, standing over the old woman Ashley. One held her nylon bag. The other was pulling at her wrapper. Ashley was shaking, crying, trying to cover herself. "Leave me! Leave me!" she begged. Lisa's body moved before her mind caught up. "Hey!" she screamed. The boys spun around. "Madam, calm down," one started. Lisa picked a block from the floor without thinking. Her voice came out raw. "Touch her again, and I will scatter your head." The boys hesitated. Ashley looked up through tears. Her eyes met Lisa's, and something passed between them. Something familiar. Lisa's hand shook with the block. Annie's car suddenly screeched outside. Headlights flashed into the building. "Lisa!" Annie shouted as she rushed in. Annie didn't even ask questions. She just stepped forward like a commander. "Drop her bag!" Annie snapped at the boys. "Now!" The boys looked at each other. One tried to act tough. "We didn't do anything." Annie pointed to the wrapper and the crying woman. "Do you want police here in the next 2 minutes?" That did it. They dropped the bag and ran. Their footsteps faded fast into the night. Ashley was still on the floor, breathing like she had been chased for miles. Annie knelt down immediately. "Ma, are you hurt?" Annie asked gently, touching her shoulder. Ashley flinched. "No, please," she whispered, backing away. Lisa's throat burned because it was her fault. If she hadn't chased the woman away that morning, would she be sleeping in this dangerous place? Lisa stepped closer slowly. "Madam, I'm sorry," she said. Her voice cracked a little. Ashley didn't answer. She just stared at Lisa, like Lisa was a ghost or a mistake. Annie picked up Ashley's nylon bag and placed it beside her carefully. "Ma, please. We're not here to harm you," Annie said. "We came to help." Ashley's lips trembled. You kicked me," she whispered suddenly, looking at Lisa. Lisa's eyes filled up. "I know," Lisa said quickly. "I know, and I hate myself for it." Ashley's face tightened. "My body is already tired," she said, voice shaking with pain. "Even sleep is not safe again." Lisa knelt down, right there on the dusty floor. She didn't care about her dress. She didn't care about dirt. She held out her hands. "I'm sorry," she repeated, slower now. "I was angry. Abuja traffic. My head was hot. But that's not an excuse. I shouldn't have treated you like that. Ashley watched her. Then she looked away. Annie nodded at Lisa, like, keep going. Lisa swallowed. Please, let us take you somewhere safe, even if you don't forgive me. Ashley's shoulders shook. Her eyes watered again. Then she whispered something so small, Lisa almost didn't hear it. I'm hungry. Lisa's chest broke. Annie stood up quickly. I'll get food, Annie said. There's a place still open. Lisa, stay with her. Annie hurried out. Lisa remained kneeling. Ashley was still wary. Lisa didn't rush her. She just sat quietly, keeping distance. Then Ashley asked, almost suspiciously, why are you helping me? Lisa opened her mouth and paused because she couldn't say the truth yet. Not like this. Not here. So she chose a simpler truth. Because nobody deserves that, Lisa said softly. Not you. Not anybody. Ashley stared at Lisa's face longer now, like she was trying to recognize something. Then Lisa noticed Ashley's wrist again. That birthmark. Lisa's own wrist started to itch like the skin was remembering. Annie returned with food, rice, egg, and a bottle of water. She placed it in front of Ashley. Ashley hesitated, like someone waiting for a trap. Annie smiled gently. Eat, Ma. It's okay. Ashley took a small bite, then another. Then she started eating faster, like her body had been holding hunger for days. Lisa watched her, a strange mix of emotions rising and falling inside her. Guilt, shock, hope, and fear. Annie quietly brought out her stethoscope. Let me check you, Ma, she said. Ashley stiffened. What is that? I'm a doctor, Annie replied. Just relax. Annie checked her pulse, her breathing, her temperature. Then Annie's face changed. Not playful anymore. She looked at Lisa. Lisa, Annie whispered. Lisa's stomach dropped. What? Annie leaned closer, voice low. She's dehydrated. Her BP is low, and her breathing, it's not normal. Lisa's eyes widened. Annie continued. She needs medical attention. Tonight, not tomorrow. Ashley shook her head immediately, scared. No hospital, she said quickly. No hospital. Annie softened her tone. Why, Ma? Ashley's voice dropped to a whisper. Hospitals. They will ask my name. My people will find me. Lisa blinked. Your people? Ashley's eyes darted around the dark building, like she was seeing memories in the walls. I don't remember, but I know something bad happened, she whispered. I woke up on the road long ago. Since then, I can't remember anything. Lisa's skin went cold, because that sounded like someone running from something, or someone. Annie placed a calming hand on Ashley's arm. Ma, listen. You will not die because of fear. We will protect you. Ashley's eyes filled again. Then she suddenly grabbed Lisa's wrist, tight. Lisa gasped. Ashley stared at the birthmark on Lisa's wrist. Then she stared at her own. Her breathing changed. She looked confused, like something deep inside her mind was scratching to come out. She whispered, This mark? Lisa couldn't breathe. Annie was watching closely, tense. Ashley looked up at Lisa slowly and said the one sentence that made Lisa's whole body go weak. Where did you get it? Lisa's lips trembled. Then she whispered, I was born with it. Ashley's eyes widened. Her fingers loosened. Her face tightened like she was about to cry or scream or remember. Then, suddenly, Ashley's body jerked. She coughed once, then again, and the coughing became hard. Her chest heaved, and before Lisa or Annie could react, Ashley vomited blood onto the dusty floor. Lisa screamed. Ah, God. Annie sprang forward instantly. Okay, no time, Annie said, voice sharp now. We are going to the hospital now. Ashley's eyes rolled slightly. Her body became weak. Lisa's hands were shaking badly. Annie, she's dying, Lisa cried. Annie grabbed her bag. Help me lift her. Lisa bent down, trying to lift Ashley. Ashley's head fell back weakly. Her eyes half open, and her lips moved like she was trying to say something. Lisa leaned closer. What did you say? Ashley whispered something faint. Lisa didn't hear well. So she moved closer again, and Ashley whispered into Lisa's ear. Lisa? Lisa froze. Her whole body locked, because Ashley had never been told Lisa's name. Annie turned sharply. What did she say? Lisa's eyes were wide like a child. She called my name, Lisa whispered. Annie's face went tight. Lisa, don't freeze. Help me. They carried Ashley out into the car. Annie drove like a mad woman through Abuja night roads. Lisa held Ashley's head in her lap. Please, don't die, Lisa cried. Please. Ashley's eyes fluttered, then opened slightly. She looked at Lisa one more time and whispered, My daughter. Lisa's tears dropped on Ashley's face. Then Ashley's eyes shut and her body went limp. Lisa screamed again. Annie! She's not breathing. Annie slammed the steering wheel and stepped on the accelerator harder. We're almost there. The hospital lights came into view. They rushed into the emergency unit. Doctors and nurses ran out with a stretcher. BP is crashing. Get oxygen. Move. Lisa stood there shaking like she was naked in the cold. Blood on her hands. Her mind blank. Annie rushed to speak to her colleagues. Then a nurse came to Lisa. Madam, are you family? Lisa opened her mouth and nothing came because she didn't know what to say. Then Annie returned quickly, breathless. Lisa, she said firmly, holding her shoulders. We need to do a DNA test. Lisa blinked. What? Annie's eyes were serious. Her body is weak, but if she survives tonight, we may not get another chance to confirm this. Lisa's throat tightened. And if she doesn't survive? Annie didn't answer immediately. She just stared at Lisa like the truth was too heavy. Then she said quietly, Then you may lose your mother twice. Lisa broke down. She slid down the wall and cried like a baby. Hours later, Annie walked out of the emergency room. Her face was tired. Her eyes were red. Lisa jumped up. Annie, how is she? Annie swallowed. She's stable for now. Lisa exhaled like she had been holding her breath for years. Then Annie added, low and sharp. But Lisa, there's something else. Lisa's heart sank again. What? Annie leaned close. One of the nurses recognized her. Lisa's eyes widened. Recognized who? Annie whispered. Ashley. This woman. Lisa's mouth went dry. Recognized? As what? Annie's voice dropped even lower. They said, 20 years ago, a woman like this was reported missing in Abuja. Lisa grabbed Annie's arm. And Annie hesitated, then said the sentence that turned Lisa's blood to ice. Lisa, the file says the woman didn't just go missing, she was taken. Lisa couldn't move. Taken? She repeated slowly. Annie nodded. Yes. The nurse worked here years ago. She remembers a case, a woman who disappeared after a robbery incident. The husband reported her missing. Police searched everywhere. Lisa's breathing became uneven. My father, she whispered. Bentley, her late father. The man who refused to believe Ashley was dead. The man who kept saying, your mother will come back one day. Lisa's legs felt weak. So, she didn't abandon us? Annie shook her head gently. No, Lisa. From what we're seeing, something happened to her. Lisa covered her mouth as tears fell freely. All those years, all the anger, all the unanswered questions, gone. Morning light entered Annie's office softly. Lisa sat across from her, fingers locked together. A brown envelope rested on the desk. The DNA result. Annie pushed it toward her slowly. Are you ready? Annie asked. Lisa nodded, but her hands trembled. She opened the envelope. Her eyes scanned the paper, then stopped. Probability of maternity, 99.98%. Lisa gasped. Her body folded forward as tears rushed out uncontrollably. She's my mother, she whispered. Annie moved around the table and hugged her tightly. Yes, Annie said softly. She is. Lisa cried harder. Ashley was still unconscious in the hospital bed. Machines beeped gently. Her breathing steady now. Lisa stood beside her quietly. She held Ashley's hand, the same birthmark touching hers. I found you, Lisa whispered, but she made a decision. She would not tell Ashley yet. Not in the hospital. Not when her body was still weak. She wanted Ashley to heal first, to feel safe, to smile again. 3 days passed. Ashley slowly regained strength. She spoke little. She thanked nurses politely. She still looked confused about life itself. Sometimes she asked simple questions. What day is today? Where am I? Did I cause trouble? Each question stabbed Lisa's heart. On the 4th day, Lisa signed discharge papers. Ashley sat in the car, quietly, watching Abuja streets pass by like a child seeing the world for the first time. Cars, shops, people laughing. She looked amazed by everything. Lisa watched her carefully. Do you remember anything? Lisa asked gently. Ashley shook her head. Only waking up on a roadside long ago, she said softly. No name, no memory, just fear. Lisa swallowed tears. They arrived at Lisa's house. A warm, peaceful home. Ashley stepped inside slowly. Her eyes moved across the living room. Something about the place made her pause, like a memory knocking on a locked door, but it didn't open yet. That evening, the house was quiet. Soft yellow lights filled Ashley's room. Ashley sat on the bed folding the new clothes Lisa bought for her. Lisa stood at the door watching, her heart pounding. This was the moment. She walked inside, slowly. Then she knelt. Ashley looked surprised. My daughter? Why are you kneeling? She asked kindly. Lisa's voice broke immediately. Because the word daughter hit differently now. Lisa held Ashley's hands tightly. Tears already falling. Because I need to tell you something. Ashley frowned slightly. Lisa took a deep breath. Her voice shook. You are my mother. There was a long silence. Ashley blinked, confused. No, she said gently. I never married. I never had a child. Lisa quickly brought out the DNA result, her hands shaking. This is proof, she whispered. Ashley stared at the paper, then at Lisa, then at their matching birthmarks. Her breathing became uneven. I don't remember, Ashley said helplessly. Lisa nodded through tears. I know. You have amnesia. Ashley's eyes filled slowly. Lisa continued softly. You went missing when I was 10 years old. Daddy searched for you until he died. He never stopped believing you were alive. Ashley covered her mouth. Tears rolled down her cheeks. My husband? She whispered. Lisa nodded. Bentley. Ashley's body trembled. Memories tried to rise, but stayed broken. I only remember waking on a street, people avoiding me, hunger, walking, begging, she said painfully. Lisa hugged her carefully. You survived. That's what matters. Days later, Lisa took Ashley to their old family house. The building had been locked for years. Dust covered everything. Lisa opened a small wooden box. Inside were photographs, wedding pictures. Ashley in white gown, Bentley smiling beside her, baby Lisa wrapped in cloth. Ashley stared at the photos. Her hands began shaking. A wedding song, a baby crying, Bentley's voice calling her name. Ashley gasped loudly. Her knees gave way. I remember, she cried. I remember. She hugged the photos tightly, crying uncontrollably. My husband, my baby, my home. Lisa knelt beside her, crying too. 20 years of lost life returning in waves. Mother and daughter held each other on the dusty floor. Two strangers becoming family again. Life slowly changed. Ashley moved into Lisa's home. They cooked together, laughed awkwardly at first, shared stories, rebuilt memories. Sometimes Ashley cried for lost years. Sometimes Lisa cried, remembering how she kicked her own mother without knowing. One evening, Ashley held Lisa's face gently. You didn't know, she said. But now you know. Lisa nodded, wiping tears. I will never treat anyone badly again. Never, Ashley smiled softly. Pain teaches kindness, if we allow it. Lisa later placed a small bench outside her salon with a simple sign, Rest here. Everyone is human. She greeted strangers differently. She listened more. She judged less. Because she learned something life-changing. The person you look down on today may be someone deeply connected to your destiny. Anger lasts seconds, but kindness can heal generations. Never treat people based on appearance. Every human carries a hidden story. Compassion is not weakness, it is wisdom. And every morning, before opening her shop, Lisa would look at her mother sitting inside, smiling peacefully and silently. Thank God for second chances. What did you learn from this story? Tell us where you are watching from. If you enjoyed this story, comment and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories.